This is my third time recording this intro, and I wanted to put that up front so you guys know. We're doing a microphone test. We're testing the new Rode Wireless Pro against my Hollyland Lock 150 system. And during the test, I actually decided to throw in this recorder as well and my Sennheiser microphone because, I could do 3, 4 videos on this stuff, but you guys probably be bored seeing these videos all the time. So I figured, you know what? Just add it in there. So I'll preface this with saying the video is a bit long and the results are a bit interesting. So watch the entire thing through and give your opinion at the end. Before we begin, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links for items to purchase in the description area of each video. I want to say that a lot of times when we see influencers marketing equipment online, we hear the best sound quality. Today's video, I'm giving you a test from exactly how it sounds with whatever's going on. Plane is taking off right now. I'm going to cover up some of that for this intro portion, but for the actual test, I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to let you see how the things sound naturally, and then when you apply some settings to it to clean up the audio. Sound is big when it comes to video, and getting it right sometimes can be a challenge. So if you're just starting on YouTube or you already started and you want to upgrade equipment, it takes a little bit to kind of understand what's going on. It's another step in the process to understand how to make good videos. Okay, let me stop rambling. Let's get started. Product review time. So today I want to try out my Hollyland mic against my new Rode mic in a different scenario. Typically when I put this on my shirt, it drags it down, so that's why you've never seen it here. But I wanted to test it by itself along with a microphone. Now, prior to me getting this microphone, I wanted to make sure that I had something that could sound pretty good. Of course, I couldn't test it ahead of time, but in my use case, it seemed okay. But then I started to realize with the microphone that comes with it, it sounds very tinny. So I didn't utilize it that much. I just used my regular Deity microphone, but I started to use this in situations where the camera's a bit further away. And of course, when I did that, I didn't like the sounds. I had to adjust and resolve. And now that I have the Rode microphone, I want to do a head-to-head to see how they sound. I forgot to mention the test settings. I'm actually using the Z8 as the camera. I have it set to manual at level 10. As far as the microphone on the Lock 150, basically everything is set to auto. The volume on that one was set to 16. That seemed to be a pretty good level. This microphone is set to auto. So we'll see how things play out when it comes along to sound levels. I'm going to give it to you exactly how it comes out, and then at some portion of the section, I will level things off so you can, kind of get them matched at the same level. So this unit, if you remember my last video when I showed you being outside, I've basically set this to auto. I didn't change the gain level on it. It's just an auto gain system. The receiver unit is also in auto mode, and the only thing I set to manual is the camera. During that test outdoors, my voice came in pretty clear, was right in front of me. Much of the background noise wasn't being picked up. Now, I want to test it with the microphone as well. And you've heard it with a microphone by itself, but in that recording, the air conditioning was on, so off. It's on right now, and I'm going to test it. Both of them is going to be on so you can hear what it sounds like, because most of the time you guys don't hear the extra sound because I'm usually clean up in post. But I wanted to test both of them to see how good they are. Do they reduce the amount of noise that's coming in? I feel like this does, but this test is going to let me know for sure. This time I'm testing the lavalier microphone that shipped with the Lock 150 system. I never showed this to you. It's a very small unit, and compared to the Rode actually is a bit bigger. but I know somehow it feels a bit more comfortable than this one. And actually this is lighter. It's kind of weird. They're roughly the same. They feel roughly the same. Just somehow this one didn't quite feel as right to me, so that's why I've never actually used it outside. Plus the case that it comes in, while it's pretty nice, it's pretty much on the bulky side. And inside you have slots for charging. The Rode case comes, again, it's much the same as the other one. It's, you know, three charging slots for the microphone. And it also has an accessory case. Go figure. This one actually has a few plastic bags with microphones and wind muffs and so on. So I have to basically stick it in something else to carry around. I wanted to simplify things and just get a smaller thing, but of course, I guess whenever you have extra accessories, you will need some kind of extra case or something to carry around next to your mic. I'll say right now the air conditioning unit is on because it's getting warm in here. You may see some reflection from the table because I'm trying to get some lights, but the sun is setting. Now this is the Rode microphone, the one that shipped with the lavalier system. So that's what you're hearing. It's sounded pretty good to me. The way it looked, and I'll show you some B-roll of that, it's kind of flat with one side with a microphone capsule, and I basically point that out to the front. I think I'll try turning it around and point it to the rear so you guys can hear something different and see if that's any better to cut down like wind noise and so on. The windshield it comes with here, the standard one is fine. It also comes with a wind muff, which I haven't tried out because so far in utilizing it, most of the time I use is going to be indoors. Maybe I'll do an outdoor test and add it into this video. If not, I'll leave that for the future. But for this kind of test and this kind of scenario, where I normally sit, this system should work fine for me. The other thing I'm going to want to try out is the Sennheiser microphone that I picked up. This is the ME2. Let's see if we can show you. So Sennheiser ME2, it sounded pretty good when I've used it, but I plugged it into my data recorder because I thought this little section would go back far enough that it would plug into the lock system and fit in there, but it didn't. And it doesn't screw off. The Rode mic, I can screw off the mic itself. So I can use this mic and test it in the lock system and see how that sounds. Because I'm curious if the microphone is going to make much of a difference. I think, at least from what I'm hearing so far when I first used this, it seems as though the way the system is designed, let's say you have to tape it onto a shirt or something and you just point a capsule out front. It's omnidirectional, but it's almost like a shotgun was going to be pointing on that direction. While like the Sennheiser microphone, the other one is round and you know the capsule's at the top. So it seems to pick up sound like everywhere. So let's try out the the Sennheiser mic into the Rode next and see how that works. Now we're listening to the Sennheiser microphone plugged into the Rode Wireless Pro unit. And I want to show you guys something. You can see on the front here, there's like a screw tip that is on this mic to allow you to screw the microphone inside of it. And that's what I like. It allows you to lock it in, so if something should happen, you have it click to your pants or something, you knock it. It doesn't disconnect from the microphone, you can still record. And these things seems pretty solid, so you should be fine with that. But to me so far, in utilizing it with this, it sounded pretty good. And you know what? I think I'll screw the Rode microphone and bring this into play as well, so you guys can hear the audio from this thing. Yeah, I've been thinking maybe I should sell some of these things and part with it. I've always said I wanted to get the Deity wireless system, but I realized the one they made, a small version, it had a 2-mic system. Somehow they stopped selling it, and I don't know why. I only seen a single mic system out there. You know, they had a bunch of different ones, and I was hoping that they would come with something new. the new Theo system that they came out with. No built-in battery. It seemed to be a bit on the bulky side as well, but I get it's more for professional stuff, for people who have room to store all their things. I'm traveling, I need something that's light, easy to stuff in a bag and carry with me. So the bulky stuff is not going to work for me. Weight is also a concern. So I have the unit stuck in there, if you guys can see that. I'm holding it in place. I can see the bars peaking on the screen. It looks like sometimes it goes above -12. I try to keep it that level and then normalize it inside the software if things are on the lower side. Right now with Resolve, there was an update a couple updates back where there is a normalize for YouTube functionality built in there. And normally when I record for YouTube, I may go -10 or so, a little bit more, but usually I try to keep that level. But for the YouTube stuff, it seems to be peaking higher, closer to 0. Who knows why they did it that way, but nobody really complained about the audio. In my early days, a few people did, and I changed things around. And it's been, I think, pretty comfortable since then. No one's been complaining. If you guys have issues, you never mention anything, maybe just turn the volume on your end and it's fine. All right, so this seems to work. Still see the levels. If I let it go, let's see what happens. All right, so it still seems to work, but I know there are sometimes when I clip it to my shirt, to my pants, when I have it on, where it'll come out and I only have like one side of audio. So for in a pinch, utilizing this could work. Now, I think one more thing, there was one more test I wanted to do. The Hollyland mic into the Rode. For this test, I have plugged the Hollyland microphone into the Rode transmitter just to see how it sounds. Remember I said earlier on that I believe the Sennheiser microphone sounds better. Sometimes mix and matching microphones and recorders or transmitters, you get a different sound. So I wanted to see how it sound utilizing with the Rode system. I've not tested with this. I think I did test it with this before and I didn't quite like the sound. But for this audio test, I just want to make sure that we have tested out the microphones with the wireless system to see how everything sounds. Hopefully you guys are appreciating this. I know it's probably a long video, but if you're in the market and you're looking for different microphones, these are the ones that I've been using, and this should give you an idea of how things sound and if you want to pick up one of these microphones. As before, in the early part of the video, there are links inside the description area of all my videos of things that I've used or have checked out and I like and would recommend for you to use. If you want to support the channel, please remember to utilize those links, click on them and make a purchase. I get a small commission via Amazon and that helps the channel out. The microphones right now, there's 2 of them actually attached to me. One is going into the recorder and it's actually recording, and I'm utilizing it with the Rode microphone because I'm going to be utilizing that to sync up the audio once I get in and replace the Rode's audio with the audio from the Deity. So for this section, you can hear both. I'm just going to leave part of the Rode sound and then part from the recorder so you guys can have 2 audio sound, well, from 2 different microphones, so you can hear the different sounds and see which one sounds better. Again, I would love to have a Sennheiser microphone. That was my plan. I wanted to get the ME600. I saw it some months ago when I was in Malaysia, but I didn't buy it then. Now that I decided I should buy it and utilize it, because I've seen some updated tests where, you know, when it points at you, it's pretty good. It cuts out the stuff to the side. So it's a really good microphone. Not for really taking on the street, but, you know, in the studio setting, I should be able to put it up a little bit and point it down more towards my chest to cut out some of the extra noise in the background and, you know, muffle some of the extra air conditioning sound. Sadly, can't get the microphone. Anyway, this is what we have right now until things change. Maybe once I get settled in some place and I can call the home, I can start collecting things again and have a proper studio setup. But for now, this is what we're working with.
Loving harder than an oven, like no other. Ooh, all of the ways I'm doomed. My head went from nothing, now I'm candy crushing. Thoughts on 100. Ooh, all about you. Electric air, can't breathe whenever you're with me. Super bloom inside my room like wild cherry. I'm barely hanging on hands like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight kind of love that's good, scary, hard, heavy. Fireworks hit like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight and I love it. Strawberry rush. Loving harder than an oven, like no other. Ooh, all of the ways I'm doomed. My head went from nothing, now I'm candy crushing. Thoughts on 100. Ooh, all about you. Electric air, can't breathe whenever you're with me. Super bloom inside my room like wild cherry. I'm barely hanging on hands like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight kind of love that's good, scary, hard, heavy. Fireworks hit like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight and I love it.
Well, a funny thing happened while I was rushing to wrap up yesterday. I know I saw a red blinking light on here, but I just wasn't paying attention. I thought maybe the battery was running low, but actually the microphone was on mute. So those last two tests that I did, I now have to re-record them. So what we're doing this time now is we have the Rode microphone into the Deity recorder, and we have the Sennheiser microphone into the Rode Lav unit. So just going to talk for a little bit, not going to go too long, and I'll splice in the audio from different sections so you can hear what that sounds like. Let me give a quick commentary on my first video when I was out in the streets. And when I listened to that, and actually I listened to this recording as well, I did notice, to me at least, the Sennheiser microphone sounds a bit better. The Rode system on a whole sounds more bassy and seem like some of the high frequencies are cut back. Remember, I didn't make any additional changes other than set the camera to -10. Oh, there was one change I did. I noticed that there's a preset for cameras and I turned that on. So hopefully that's doing something different for this video. Things sound roughly the same. And as you noticed, I'm gonna leave, if the air conditioner is on, I'm not going to cover up anything. It's just gonna be straight as it is so you guys can hear that. But so far, I'm still liking the Sennheiser microphone and how it sounds. The Rode seems to more like a narrow feel. That's the best way I can describe it. It seems to keep my voice and kind of dull the background noise, because when I listened to one of the segments, the air conditioning didn't sound as loud. In this test, I'm utilizing the Rode Lav directly into the Rode unit, and I'm putting the Hollyland Lav into the external recorder, the Deity recorder, to see what everything comes out, just to get a balance as far as all the equipment that I have. And to continue what I was saying before, and my preference for the Sennheiser microphone, the ME2, I like how it sounds. It gives a more clearer. It's not as, I guess, as noisy. Is the thing that I shouldn't say noisy. I think the pickup pattern or the pickup on the Hollyland mic seems to like grab a lot more off the AC unit and just the Lav by itself. So that's kind of reasons why I was using the Sennheiser microphone even more as a backup. So even though I may have it when I'm recording with what I'm using, the FX30 and the Deity microphone up top, I make sure that if the sound sounds more echo in the room and the AC unit has more noise, that I can clean it up. And with this one, it seems to cut it down, kind of like the Rode does, but the Rode seems to cut it down even more. But that seems to be at the expense of having a bit more bassy sound in my voice, which, I don't really mind. But then if you lose some of the higher frequencies, it kind of sounds weird and everything else. I'm probably going to do another video with me testing Hollyland and the road out in the street to do like a 1-for-1, so you can see that as well. But from what I've done so far, I kind of like when I'm out there talking that the microphone will pick up my voice and less of the background. You guys can hear me clearly. So that's what I like from the first test. But I did realize that some of it didn't sound too well, and I'm going to play around with some more to tweak it for my personal use so that I can get it to sound the way that I want it to sound. All right, so now I'm going to do listening as I edit the video, and I will come back with my conclusion of what I found. I'll take some notes and I'll share that with you guys from my experience, my ears, what it sounded. You guys can tell me in the comment section when you listen to it, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Okay, let me go listen and do some edits.
Energy is fire, conversation is right. If you say tonight, baby, I might let you say all of me. Want you here, need your mind and these sheets completely intertwined in our minds. Yeah. Tell your future like a psychic, baby, you gon' end up right in my bed. Chemistry is science, I could play it cool, but I'd be lying. Read you like a psychic, I'ma tell you something, you gon' like it. Chemistry is science, better than what you was fantasizing. Energy is fire, conversation is right. If you say tonight, baby, I might let you say all of me. Want you here, need your mind in these sheets completely intertwined in our minds. Yeah. Tell your future like a psychic, baby, you gon' end up right in my bed. Chemistry is science, I could play it cool, but I'd be lying. Read you like a psychic, I'ma tell you something, you gon' like it. Chemistry is science, better than what you was fantasizing.
I've listened to the audio, and let me say this. I've done tests with the lav plus their microphone and mix and match the microphones with different lavs to see how they sound, in addition to trying them with also this data recorder. I have to say, I kind of like the sound coming out of this with all the mics. There's something about this one that makes it sound better. I don't know what it is, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. From my opinion, it seems as though mixing and matching some of these mics with some of these live units, you get better sound that way. Tell me what you've heard from the different clips that are inside of this video, and let me know which one you'd want to go with. I have these. While I was thinking about selling some of these, I'm thinking maybe I don't need to do that. I can kind of hold on to it and work with it the way it is. I still have two cameras that I'm working with, the FX30 and the Z8. On the Z8, for this section of the video, I spent some time inside the software to figure out how to set up this camera for the receiver to make it balance out. I've also turned on the low pass filter to try to get rid of some of the refrigerator hum that happens around here, or outside AC hum, because right now I'm not using AC, but in one of the sections I could hear the hum of the AC unit outside. Somebody else next door downstairs is utilizing the AC, so that came true as well. You can clean up the noise fairly well in DaVinci Resolve, and I'm guessing any NLE editor that uses a video, you can do the same thing. So it's not the end of the world. But this test was to make you hear what it sounds like in an environment that's not treated, and what you can do with software to kind of fix that. And of course, I'm not an expert when it comes to audio, so I'm just utilizing the tools that I have to make things sound better. Again, put your comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys think. For me, both of these, or all three of these units, work fairly well. Some are a little bit strange in sound. Well, also strange. It's some are better than others. But when you mix and match the microphone, they sound better. So yeah, it's interesting. That's my word. I'm gonna keep saying that one. But I like the Lark M150. I'm enjoying the sound of the Rode. I kind of like the more bass inside of it, but I noticed that it seems to cut down my voice a bit. And the Sennheiser microphone seems to give a more even response. I don't have a Sennheiser wireless system, but the microphone, the ME2, seems to work very well, whether it be the Deity recorder, the Rode system, or the Hollyland. It seems to work well on all three. So maybe all we need is better microphones. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Tell your future like a psychic. Baby, you gon' end up right in my bed. Chemistry aside.